Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Vormithrax. You can call me Vorm, and this is episode 3 of my Let's Play or Let's Learn for the digital edition of the board game Through the Ages. And I'm pretty certain I am on a downward death spiral in this game. I'm enjoying the game, I'm learning quite a lot, but I think I made some early mistakes and have gotten myself into a pretty bad situation that the computers are probably going to take advantage of. So where we're at the start of this episode is we're pretty early into the second age, and I've got some problems I need to take care of. We're right at the beginning of my political action phase, so let's figure out if we can do anything with that. I don't believe... Well, let's throw wealthy territory out there. Get that prepared as an action, and look at that, wealthy territory popped right out. So somebody had played this earlier. It's going to give a big boost of resources as well as some blue cubes. I'm going to bet people are going to bid pretty high for this. I'm last place in military power, so that puts me in a bit of a disadvantage, but I do have some cards I can play that I think might help. So I'm going to bid this up pretty well. Let's go... How high could I go? I could go all the way to 10. Let's do... Let's do 6. See what happens. And we won it. Looks like everybody else passed, so I'm only going to have to actually pay 1 in order to colonize this, so that's great. I'm amazed that I'm going to get away with that. So we'll just bid the 1, say colonize, and that's great. So we got a big pile of points there, and we got some points into our blue pool. Alright, we're on our play your civil and military actions phase, so things are looking not too bad. I thought I had a problem here, but it just must not have updated yet, because it was showing I was going to have a rebellion, but now things are looking okay. So that actually went pretty well for us. So let's take a look. The breakthrough is develop a technology. After you pay the science cost, score 3 research points back again. So I'm going to use that for my scientific method, I believe. And that way I can get some research going. That's where I think I've fallen the most behind. So let's go ahead and pick breakthrough, and you can see here it knows that I've got 2 cards potentially to use it on, and I'm going to pick the scientific method option. So it's going to pay the 6, and then I'm basically going to get refunded 3 of the science points back to me. So there we go. We now have our Science Academy out there. And this is a very good thing. I still have some points and some actions, so I can move some of my scientists to the more efficient version back here. I've actually jumped 2 ages, so I went from the Antiquities Age philosophy buildings all the way to the Second Age scientific methods. So instead of 1 per, these are worth 3 per. Now, if I upgrade, it is going to cost me 5 resources for each person I upgrade, because you have to pay the difference between the buildings when you're moving from one to the other. So I do have enough to upgrade 2 of my guys this time. That will boost me pretty good in the research development, so I'm going to consider that, but I want to carefully check a few other things here. So I am pretty far behind on the military. That is going to be a problem. Next turn I'm going to try to get the knights out and then start taking advantage of some of the other tactics that are available to boost my military up if I can. So we've got a number of actions and points. How do I want to go about this? I don't see anything there that's critical. I would love to get another wonder going, but I've just got to really focus on getting this rebalanced right now, I think. I think I am going to go with what I initially had planned. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade 2 of these guys, and that used up almost all of my available resources. I'm not actually getting that many resources back, so that will be a problem. I need to get some of those upgraded as well. But I think this is going to help me the most. So actually, let me think this through. Let me back that up for a second. So as it stands now, I'm going to have +7. So there's going to be 3 coming in from here, 4, 5. So where are the other 2 points coming from? This building? No, that's my religion building. That's happiness and... let's see here. I'm missing something somewhere, because that's... I don't see where that's balancing out. And is it from my leader? Your best... yes it is. Your best lab or library produces an additional amount of research equal to its level. So that's what's happening. So one of these is basically doubling up. So I'm getting 6. My count I should be getting 8. Again, I'm not seeing how that adds up, but it probably does work, so I'm not going to obsess over it. Alright, so that's actually going to give me a pretty good amount of research. I'm probably better served to spend the 6 points elsewhere. I think that's probably a good idea. And maybe one more. I think that's actually going to work out pretty well, because that's going to give us a decent income of both resources and science points. And I've got the capability for pretty good food production. I just pulled most of my people out of there because I was overproducing, which was draining my blue cubes and causing constant corruption. So I think we're good there. Next turn we're going to try to focus on getting our military up so we're not constantly in last place and the target of all these bad effects and aggressions by our neighboring civilizations. So we've still got some points that we can spend. Let's do... I can't upgrade anything here because I'm out of resources. I don't want to spend... If I do food, that's what's going to happen here. So I don't want to do that this round. I think I'm just going to buy some cards. So if we do frugality, that increases your population after you pay the food cost. Urban growth. Builder upgrade and pay 3 less. Alright, breakthrough is to develop, that's the same one, so I can save some science points with that. I will have enough to do that. Let's go ahead and do breakthrough and Opera House is going to give culture and a happiness, but no, I think let's go with probably urban growth. Alright, so we've used up all of our civil actions. I'm not going to do anything with my military actions this round. I'm going to have to discard some cards. That's not unusual. So let's go ahead and end the turn. And we are going to get rid of scientific cooperation and the aggression. I'm just not in a position to be aggressive against these guys. Alright, so it's counting out our production, drawing our new military cards, and we've got a developed territory coming out. So you get 3 immediate research points as well as a yellow and blue cube for your banks. Not too bad. I'd really rather not, but we'll throw a token bid out there. Alright, so we did not win. Yellow won the colony. And that's fine. Alright, I'm doing pretty good against this guy comparison-wise in regards to production values. Well, there's a trade pact between yellow and red. So yellow's going to get an extra resource, red's going to get an extra food. And it's nice of those guys to tag team up. Yellow's got a lot of resource production and 2 completed wonders with the Eiffel Tower on its way. He's probably the one that scares me the most. Alright, a vast territory has come up. So it's going to be -1 blue cube and +3 of the yellow as well as 3 food. That's actually a pretty good one. That opens up a lot of land, basically, for your people to settle in. That's why you're going to get a refund of a bunch of yellow tokens on your yellow bank. And let's bid 2 on this one and see what happens. So yellow went higher than 3, so yellow wins that one as well. Alright, good for him. Yeah, I'm definitely not liking the progress that yellow's making. This guy's got 2 wonders out as well. He doesn't have as much other infrastructure, but he just changed from antiquity age to tier 2, just like I did for his food production, although I did it for research. Alright, back to our turn, so play a political action again. And it's going to have to be... what is this? Acceptance of supremacy. 2 civilizations cannot attack each other. A produces an extra resource, and B produces 1 less. Who would agree to that? I'm not sure who would say okay to that. Crime wave. Yeah, that's going to hit me, so we're going to toss this one out. And I'm doing that. Here we go. Yeah, this is definitely hitting me. Great! I get to destroy a building. Wonderful. Well... this is a terrible decision. I guess it's going to be that. Just love being on the bottom of the pile. Alright, and that was my own fault, because I played a political card, forced a draw of a new card, and got hit with a negative consequence. So, what are we going to do? Alright, we've got Breakthrough. We want to go ahead and play that, get the knights out. So now we've got knights as an option when we place our warriors out. Let's go ahead and get those out on the board. That gets us up to a 6 strength, and I need to check what tactics are available. Currently it's just these. I've got 3 warriors. I either need 4 to get an additional bonus of the strength. I might upgrade one of these up to the knights. Kind of eyeing this tactic card here, but I need to get cannons in play, and I don't think... well, actually cannons are available. Let's do that. We'll play the long game and be the weak guy for now and hope we can leapfrog a bunch of guys and then drop this out and really ratchet up our strength in a major way. So we've got that in our hand. It is lit up, meaning we can actually play it. Let's do that. Alright, now if I recruit, I cannot put this guy out here, but can... no, I can't do that because I probably don't have the resources. What's it going to take? So, I think it's going to take 3, I thought. I'm a little fuzzy if this works the same way as upgrading buildings this way, so I'm not sure it does work that way. So if I do that, can I then put that out? I can. Alright, we're making some progress. We're now up to 8 strength against 8, 7, and 7, and then I'm going to drop this, hopefully, on my next turn. I ran out of military points, so I can't do it now. But if I can survive this next round and get this dropped, we are going to jump in military power. So I am really looking forward to that opportunity. Alright, so next thing we're going to do. We've still got 2 civil actions left. I can't play the urban growth. And I cannot move this guy off of here. I need to get some happiness before I can continue to pull from this yellow bank. So I've got to get some happiness producing buildings. There are none currently up there on the board for us to grab. So that's a problem. What does efficient upgrade do? Upgrade a farm, mine, or urban building and pay 3 less. Okay. Notice here I'm running out of food. I'm also not producing hardly any of this. Mostly that's because I've got a bunch of people tied up in my military currently, and in these other buildings, which are low efficiency. So they're not giving me as much production as they should because they're in these low efficiency buildings. I need to get them moved up into higher efficiency buildings to free up some people. So how can we do that? What's James Cook's ability? When colonizing, you may discard up to 2 military cards to get +1 colonization power for each. Your first colony produces 2 culture, and then every colony after that produces 1 culture. Not too impressed with that. What about this? Constitutional Monarchy gives 6 and 4 with a 3 upgrade limit. And we're currently at 5 and 3, so we'd gain 1 and 1. That would stay the same. It is a tier 2 government. Kind of stuck. This is gonna hurt. Well, I've got to do something. Let's do this. Coal is tier 2. What are we at here? We've got iron currently. So that's a 1, 2. Coal is going to be a 3. What is architecture? Has urban buildings have reduced cost, and the wonders are cheaper. That one is just score 4 research. So basically I'm trading 2 of my points for 4 research points. So we're going to have 9 next turn. We've already got enough to do this. I could do that. I could take revolutionary idea this round. The revolutionary idea plus what I'll have next round will give me enough to actually put monarchy in play. But it's probably going to disappear before my turn comes up. So yeah, that won't be around. I'd have to actually pull this now. And if I do that, I won't have the points to do revolutionary idea. So that won't work. Cavalryman is tier 2 versus my knights at tier 1. That's going all in on military. I just don't have the points to support it. I've got to get some building upgrades for my happiness, otherwise I'm not going to be able to get any more people deployed. Let's just grab architecture and call it good. Alright, let's discard crime wave and acceptance of supremacy. Alright, get our production. At least we're not getting any corruption this time. And I lose my pyramids. All civilizations on your turn, choose one of your completed wonders from age A or 1 to crumble. This wonder loses its effects and then produces 2 culture instead. Alright, so and red continues his turn. He's starting to stockpile quite a bit of resource. He just used some research points. He upgraded his leader. Oh, look at all that resource. Yeah, all of these guys are stacked up on resources. I definitely went the wrong direction initially when I put the focus on food. Should have just had just enough food to do an upgrade every turn or every other turn, and put everything else into resource and research probably. Would have been a better plan. Alright, bunch of new cards come out. We've got 12 cards left in Age 2. And politics, we're going to skip politics. I've got nothing I can do in that round. And off to events. Alright, so how are we going to do this? First things first, I need to get the tactic down. Oh, got to choose a wonder to crumble. Alright, you get to crumble. There we go. Alright, pyramids have crumbled. And now we're gonna play our tactics card. And we're at 11 military. We're going to pick that as our tactic. So that's our current tactic. It's exclusive to you now. At the start of your next turn, it becomes available for everyone to copy. Alright. Thought the number would go a little higher than that, but... Alright, so we're at... Okay. And cannons are worth 3. How are we going to do this? So, I've got a very limited amount here. I still... organized religion. That's really what I need to get. That's my biggest handicap right now. If I can get organized religion out... Yeah, even though it's going to cost 3, I really need that. It's the logjam in my process right now. Alright, so we got organized religion out. Now I can do this. We're going to upgrade an Age 8 temple to Age 2. So I can use the urban growth. It only costs me 1 resource to do that upgrade. Wonderful. Now we've got a happiness covering this card. So now, assuming I had more food, which I'm short on at the moment, we could actually start recruiting some people from this card for some of our other projects. So, we've got 4 points. I don't need to do anything else in here for the moment. I've got enough to get by with, so I really should probably get this taken care of. So let's get this guy. Oh, it's going to cost too much. It's probably 5. No, it says 4. I've got 4, so what is... Oh, I'm out of civil actions, so can't do anything with that. I think I am done. Military actions I can't do anything with. Oh, end turn. I didn't get as far militarily ahead as I thought I would, unfortunately. Alright. I have no discontent workers, so that's not going to affect me, thank goodness. And red just leapfrogged ahead. He's got all of his guys on a single type of military unit, which I think is helping him out because they're focusing. Unlike my tactic that I have 3 different units I've got to support, they've got everybody piled into one. So I'm going to be last in line here pretty soon. International agreement, the strongest. On your turn, you may take civil cards up to the value of 5 by giving up your next political action. Alright. Interesting card. He's doing another wonder. Ugh. Must be nice having all those resources. Next game, I promise. Alright, so Napoleonic tactics is now a common tactic that anybody can reproduce for themselves. Alright, I have no political actions, so we're going to skip politics. And how are we going to proceed? I've got to take care of my food problem. No way around that. That just barely gets me above water. Alright, so we're back in the green there. Our happiness is covered. We're actually... I don't want to say I'm overproducing on science now, but that's essentially what's happening. So let's actually back this up. So if I play this, urban buildings have reduced cost, so antiquity won't get a benefit, but age 1 will get 1 cheaper. This is an age 1 building, so alright, so yeah, we want to do this first. So we'll get that in play. Now we'll do this. Alright. And 3 more civil actions. What do we want to do? If your theaters produces an extra culture, it costs you 2 science points less to develop theater technologies. Once during your turn, you may spend a civil action to upgrade any urban building to a theater of the same level or higher for the usual costs. Alright. Not sure I understand the effect of that very well. You have +2 strength for each different type of military unit you have. Ooh. This will drop my lab. What else is out here? Selective breeding, that would be the tier or the age 2 food production. I've got enough to do it. Let's do it. That'll probably be the final one that we need to really get things rolling. And do one more. I'm not sure I can. No, it's not going to let me. Oh, I'm out of civil actions. Alright, so I'm out of civil actions, can't do anything there, don't have enough points to recruit another population unit. And... no, I'm sticking with my current plan. I'm going to hope Napoleon's still available when he comes back around to my turn. He might not be, he might get taken by somebody else or get pushed off and discarded by the time my turn rolls around. I'll miss that, but we'll just have to deal with it. So, end turn. Let's discard. We're not going to end up using that, so we're going to hope to keep Napoleon and our 3 different unit types. Alright, age 3. So this is the actual final age. Once this deck runs out, there is what's called age 4, but it's really just a bookkeeping phase. It's basically everybody gets a last turn, and then all the cards that are still in the politics deck will get played and scored. So those always are going to... anything that's accumulated in that politics deck card-wise is going to take effect. It's just that if we run out of cards for the age 3 deck, then one at a time they get played out of the politics deck, and then final scoring occurs. So, great. I just lost Leonardo, so I am really hoping I get a chance to pull Napoleon now. So, looks like everybody lost something. I suspect Napoleon's going to roll off the end of that board, though. I doubt it's going to come back to me before he's gone. Alright, another territory, historic territory, 11 culture points, which is the points you need to win the game, and 2 smiley faces. I'm willing to spend some points for that. Actually, I'm not sure I am. I'm not concerned. I don't think the culture points is enough to focus on, and I've got a way of controlling my happiness factor already, so I think I'm just going to pass on this one. Everybody passed. At least I made the correct decision there. Everybody pretty much thought that that wasn't really worth the effort. All those resource points getting to build stuff. Oof. Age 3 stuff coming out. Air forces, oil fields. Sid Meier is on the board. Come on, Napoleon, stick around. Gonna survive. It's only gonna drop Maximilian Robespierre, so Napoleon should still be available. Look at this guy go. Air Force. Alright, looks like we're gonna be able to grab Napoleon. Now I'm questioning, do I keep Napoleon or do I hold out for a tier 3 leader? But politics phase. So what do we got? Politics of strength. The strongest civilization draws 5 military cards. The weakest does not draw military cards next turn. If applied in age 4, 5 culture is scored and 3 culture is lost instead. Alright, it's possible that'll come out in age 4. I'm still pretty sure I'm not going to do well enough to keep ahead of these guys militarily. I just don't know the game well enough yet to be confident that I can stay ahead of them. And even if I can, I suspect I'm behind culturally. War over technology. The victor takes... Oh yeah, this is declaring a war. And victor takes research or science points equal to the strength advantage from the defeated civilization. I am the weakest civilization. I just don't see any of that happening. Let's go ahead and play the politics of strength, though. We'll score 2 culture points. It'll pop this out, and a wealthy territory shows up. I'll bid a token amount, but that's pretty much it. Oh, alright. I'll take it. For 4 blue cubes and 9 resources, 1 military unit, and I've got an extra here that won't affect my bonuses, so we'll just do that. Say colonize. Well, I'm happy with that result. Alright, so play our civil and military actions. Very first thing, grab Bonaparte. Play Bonaparte. Alright, so we got Napoleon. You have +2 strength for each different type of military unit. So I've got 3 different types of military units, so it's giving me 6 points of strength in addition, so jump me up to 16. Put me ahead of everybody except for red. And we're not going to end up playing that. However, we've also got a good amount of military actions. I didn't even notice that. I didn't realize that he also gives you that. So we've now got 5 military cards that we're going to draw each turn. And we can have a hand of 5 cards because the number of pips you have for each category is your hand limit as well. Alright. I'm not feeling as bad as I was early in the game. Let's actually roll through and check here. I'm at 39, 38, 77, and 60, so I'm pretty significantly behind in the culture points. I'm wondering if I just need to go military, try to beef up my military and start taking things from green and yellow. Use that as my gateway to getting some points. Alright, so how are we going to go about this? If I get Air Force, that is going to be yet another military type, so I'll get the Napoleon bonus on top. So I'm considering that. I'll have enough research next turn to actually get that developed and in play. I've got enough food that I can recruit, so let's go ahead and get that done. Where do I want this worker to go? I've actually got a decent amount of resources, so let's do some infrastructure upgrades while we can. Make sure we've got positive food. And let's also get one of these upgraded. I'm good for another round or two before I'm going to need another happiness. So I can hold off on this for now. I'm debating doing another upgrade here, but let's look around. I'm going to go with a military point. And taking a look at our tactics again, it's 1, 1, and 1 to field a full army, so I'd need 3 more units, 1 of each, in order to get this bonus again added on. So I think I'll recruit a cannon. That'll give me the most bang for my buck currently. So let's put you up here. That gets me to 19 military, so I'm feeling a little better. And we're out of civil actions. Military actions, the only thing I could do currently is this. The war cards are only done during the politics phase. So we're going to have to hold off on that. So we are done, I believe, and resources are where I'm going to be hurting. I think I'll be making enough research to get pretty much whatever I need as I need it. It's going to be the resource shortage that's going to hurt me. So I'm going to want to do one more upgrade here. That will basically unlock this last card. And then I need some food generation so I can pull some more workers out. Yeah, alright, so end turn. Depending on how many cards get pulled, the game may not last more than 3 or 4 more rounds. Alright, so another territory has come up, developed territory. 2 blue cubes, 2 yellow, and 5 research. I am not going to spend anything. I'm going to pass. if I did, I don't need the research. I've got to pass. I'm debating bidding 1 just to try to steal it and then sending one of my cannons up so I retain my tactic bonus, but I'm just going to pass. So he gets it for 1. Lucky him. He got the windfall that time. I think I'm going to be a day late and $1 short on my military buildup. I suspect that the game's going to end before I've got my military in what I consider a strong enough position to actually take advantage of. So a pact rejected between yellow and red. He's working on his Eiffel Tower upgrade. He finished it. Eesh. Yellow is going to run away with this with a cultural victory if somebody doesn't start stomping on his neck. Alright, yellow has the most culture, so he gets more culture, of course. What you gonna do, green? Green pulled Sid Meier and put him in charge. Finished his 3rd wonder of the world. He's got Air Force and tanks in his card hand now. Lots of new stuff I'm not real familiar with coming out of that Age 3 deck now. Alright, so we got to draw a whole mess of political cards because of our military points we had available. We can keep 5 of them in our hand, so I need to figure out how best to actually take advantage of these. Let's take a look. I'm not familiar with some of them. So aggression, plunder. Your rival loses a total of up to 7 resources and or food, your choice. Gain that many food and resources and food. Oh, okay. So it's 7 total mixed between these two however I'd like. So if I win. Alright, this is our political phase, so we could do this and go after one of these civilizations. Let's try it. I've never done much of this, and I really need to start getting aggressive, so show the opponents, and let's go after, I'm going to assume red. He's the lowest on the totem pole. Confirm. Aggression failed, of course, so he used this card, which increased his military strength by 6, which made it a tie, which I believe ties go to the defender. So I knew that was a possibility. I was hoping that I would be able to squeak through, that he wouldn't have one of these +6s, that he'd be at the +4 levels, and we'd be able to overcome it, but it didn't work. Alright, so next up, that's the one I'm not going to be doing, so civil and military actions. What are we going to do? I've got no civil cards. How did that happen? I can pull the Air Force down. Don't have enough food to produce another worker. Let's see how to go about this. I've got 11 resource points. Stacking up a pretty good amount of research. I don't feel the need to increase our research. I could actually deploy the Air Force and then switch a cannon over to a plane. Let's do that. Let's give it a try. The learning experience. So we've got an Air Force now. I've still got civil actions. I've got resources. We're going to move one of you up to here. No? What am I missing to do this then? Do I have to pull them all the way back to my base and then deploy them up here? Yep, that's what I have to do. And look at that. Alright. And the reason for that being we got 5 for the fact that it's an Air Force, plus we're getting the Napoleon bonus. This doesn't have an Air Force component here, but Napoleon's giving us the +2 strength for each different type of military unit. Alright, so I need to go all sorts of aggressive, so hopefully we're going to be able to do some stuff. I'm not going to spend these last 2 points because I want to draw new cards and get something I can use to try to attack somebody and start doing some damage. So with the other points, we've got a little bit here. I think that's more than I can use for research. I think this upgrade is too much. Yeah, I'd need 5 points for that upgrade. I'd need 4 for the food upgrade, so that's a consideration. Oh, I don't have any food to upgrade. And now this is my weak point. So I got out to this level for the other buildings. It's production resources again. That's been my Achilles heel the entire game, is the resources, so that's where I should have focused initially. Alright, well, let's take a look here. We can just score 6 research points. I'm not super excited about that. So it looks like we're going to grab some reserves. And do we want constitutional monarchy? Actually, let's back this up. We can grab all the way out to here. Are any of these things something that I just have to have? Oh, that costs 4, so I can't take it. Dang it. This is culture and research. Big ol' happy faces and military strength. Wow, 18 research for fundamentalism. 6 and 5 with 5 and -2 research, but 4. Wow. That's pretty powerful. Constitutional monarchy is only in age 2. I'm just going to let that one slide. Well, what do we do? For each civilization stronger than yours, you have an extra 3 resources. That's not helpful. Build 1 stage of a wonder, pay 5 less. I don't have any wonders to put up. Huh. I think I might go for the sports or the professional sports. I'll be able to deploy it next round. Is it its own special category? It's the Laurel. I think goes here. I don't think I have anything that goes in there currently. So yeah, let's do it. What the heck? End turn. Alright, discard phase. Let's get rid of these older ones here. I'm not going to use that one. I can keep 5, so that's all we need to do. Alright. I'm debating calling a close to the episode. It's running a little long. I think it's going to take too long to get to the finish line. I was hoping to push through, but it's going to take one more episode, I think, to get this match finished up. I'm feeling a little more confident, though. I think I've got a better handle on the economics and the upgrade paths that I need to take, so I'm happy about that. So peace treaty, red and yellow are now buddies. They're each producing an extra culture, and they're not going to attack each other. Of course, they're going to buddy up. And more wonders getting completed by everybody except for me. Yellow and green. So these guys are all buddied up. It's 3-on-1 apparently. Alright, I see how you guys are. And you can see here the various diplomacy options for each of the guys. So you can click on these to get more details about them. But I'm just going to let the turn roll through here. And green, you're going to go for more wonders? What are you going to do? You got tanks, Air Force. Picks up military theory. You actually going to use any of that stuff? We're down to 28 cards. I think maybe 4 more turns would probably finish things off. But, well, let's do it. Let's just push through. This will be a long episode, but I want to get it done. So let's not slow down. So I've got a pretty good lead over a couple of these guys. Yellow crept up to 24 strength, so him I would have a problem with. I didn't pick up any new war or aggression cards. I've got war, but I mean, this is going to give technology points. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. So we'll do that. Let's pick on green. Confirm. So this works a little differently from aggressions. This is a war. He's basically going to get a turn to beef up his defenses before the war is actually going to happen. So it's not going to kick off until my next politics phase. So he gets a turn to do what he can, and given the resources these guys have got, and he's got a bunch of cards that he's going to be able to drop down, that was probably a bad choice. I probably should have picked somebody else, because I know he's got the Air Force and tanks and so on, so he's probably going to leapfrog me and I'm going to end up losing that fight. But that's okay. It's a learning experience, and we'll just do what we can. Alright, so our civil and military actions. What are we going to do? We're going to develop the professional sports arena. Alright, so that went up there. And we're going to recruit a person. We're going to put them up there. Alright, got an achievement unlocked. You've built an age 3 urban building. So, first one of those I've done. The benefits of that age 3 urban building are just a big old pile of happy faces, so I can probably decommission or blow up some of these other ones that I'm getting happy faces from and move those workers out, because they're providing so much benefit. Plus, it has boosted my military. Alright. Now, it costs 7 resources to put a single guy in there, but that's fine. Okay, what else can we do? We've got 2 more actions. We've only got 3 resources, so once again we're bootstrapped by that problem. I don't have the food to hire another worker. Our military is pretty much stagnant. So I am hamstrung by these again. Let's look at this category again. So I definitely need to get these guys out of here. But 1 culture point's no big deal, and I'm overproducing these anyway. So I'm going to destroy a level of that. And we might as well get rid of the other one too. Alright, so we've still got the happy face covering this card. So we've still got enough to keep everything covered. That gives us a few new workers. We don't have the resources to deploy to our military or to our resource buildings. I mean, it's going to cost 6 and 8 and 7, so just way too much there. And for our military, it's a similar problem. We just don't have the resources to turn those into those military units. And we're out of points as well. So, not much more we can do. Let's go ahead and end the turn and see what happens. So, 28 cards left in the age 3 deck. See how many cards get pulled out by these guys. Oh, I have to discard. I've got 2. We have impact science, impact of industry. Alright. We're definitely going to get rid of that one. I'm not going to win that one. Alright, what are they doing? Alright, a strategic territory. I cannot afford to give up any of my military units again, so it looks like there's a bit of a bidding war there. That was pretty important to these guys, so the yellow took it, of course, with 6. So the good news is it's going to get rid of some of his military points. Sure didn't seem to. He must have spent cards. I wasn't watching. Alright, hey, we finally won something for being the strongest. So, politics of strength, the strongest civilization draws 5 military cards, the weakest does not draw, so wonderful. So I remember playing that myself. So we're going to have a big old pile of military cards to choose from on our turn. Come on, yellow. Now we're at war with green. I'm waiting to see him. Huh, alright. So he apparently has decided not to go the military route. I think he's pushing for as much culture as he can. He's just going to ride out the storm. So we grabbed 12 culture points, or 12... there's a difference of 12, so we got all of his research points, basically. So we got 10 of his research. Not sure what this button does. Oh, we can steal the technology instead. Special blue technologies can be stolen instead of science points equal to their cost. Okay. That's only worth 6 though, and it's going to give a couple of points and some colonization strength, but I think I'd just rather take the raw points. Alright, so we got a whole bunch of cards. Let's take a look. Look at this aggression first. So in a raid, destroy up to 2 of your rivals' urban buildings, 1 of age 3 or older and 1 of age 2 or older. You gain resources equal to half their total cost, rounded up. That's interesting. I suspect they're holding on to enough cards they can probably bump themselves up above my aggression factor. So I don't see any others that are going to be useful. Ooh, modern army. 2 infantry, a horse, and a cannon. What are we on currently? 1 infantry, a horse, and a cannon. So if I can get 1 more warrior down and use that mechanized... Oh no, that's not the mechanized. That's this one. That's the modern army. Alright, let's plan on doing that. So I gotta make sure I keep a hold of that 1 point to do that tactic and make sure I get a warrior dropped onto this card. We're gonna do aggression. And let's go after... Yeah, let's go after red. He's got the maximum amount of resources. Firm. Man, failed again. He spent 3 cards. So that got him to 31. Those 3 cards. Alright. Well, we're forcing him to spend cards. I guess that's a good thing. Sure wish I could get some use out of this military I've built up, though. Alright, so we're on play your civil and military actions. So first we want to get this played, the modern army. Next we want to drop that here. And that has now boosted our strength up even further. Alright, so 2 infantry, a cavalry, and an artillery. 2 infantry, cavalry, and artillery. So, should be satisfied. So, we're maintaining a good strength there. We've used up all of our military points. And so, let's figure out what to do with our other points. Unfortunately, again, resources are the big handicap. Even if I took a wonder, the chance of me actually getting it in play are so small because it takes resources that I'm not producing. I'm just gonna get killed on points. 64, 121, and 80. And I'm at 52. So I mean, I'm in far, far last place on culture points. And I just don't see that enough turns are going to go by for my military to make a difference at the rate we're going. Well, what can we do? Let's... There's nothing resource production wise, so I've got 0 chances of upgrading my resource output. That's about all I can do. Try to get some resource points. I've got no other resources to upgrade or do things with. Pretty much I'm spending points on drawing cards. So if we pick efficient upgrade, we can do that for 4 resources less. I think I'm done with research upgrades. I'm not going to need more than what I've got, I don't think. Happiness I'm also done with. I think it's just I can grab spaceflight or fast food chain. Spaceflight, 16 points total. And it's going to immediately score 1 culture per level of each of your technology cards. versus fast food chain, also 16 points to build. Score 1 culture for every worker in a military unit or urban building, and 2 for every worker on a farm or mine. It sure sounds like that's going to be worth more. Per level of each of your technology cards. I just don't think I've pulled that much technology. Yeah, let's go with fast food. And end turn. Oh yeah. Let's see here. I don't have many colonies, so that's probably not going to be useful. These older cards are probably not useful. Which one is this one? Impact of Science might be. Each civilization scores 2 culture for every content worker above 10. Yeah, we're definitely not going to pull that off. And we're not going mechanized army. Alright. Alright, we're down below 20 cards in the deck. Inhabited territory. 3 land or yellow tokens for our yellow bank. But again, I just am not willing to sacrifice anything there. So have at it, boys. Green gets a freebie. What you doing, Red? You got lots of resources. Must be nice having that kind of a building. Oh man, these guys are just gonna rocket through these last couple of turns with massive amounts of resources. The funny thing is, yellow doesn't look all that impressive when you just take a look at his territory, but he's just smoking us in just about everything. I'm not sure what this guy's doing. He's got Air Force tanks, artillery, military tactics. So I'm not sure what's going on there. Alright. Play a political action or... Oh, I used up all of my military actions last turn, so I didn't draw any new ones. So that's something I have to remember and consider in the future, is the effect that that has. By actually rolling through all your military points, you don't get to refresh your hand. So basically that's going to delay yet another turn. Yeah, there's no way. I'm not going to get to use my military at all. It was just too little too late. The deck's going to run out. If not this round, then probably next round at the very latest. So any wars I declared would have to be declared this turn, take effect next turn, and so no wars are going to occur. I'd have to save my military points, get some aggression cards, and hope to get through with an aggression to get any kind of resources back. So yeah, another not so much a mistake as not playing the game enough to know how the pace of the game goes and how quickly the end game is going to show up. So that's all fine. It's a good learning experience, and I'll know for the next game. So what are we looking at here? Let's play Impact of Science. What card are we going to draw? Vast Territory. I honestly don't care. Even if I had these, I couldn't use them. I don't have the food production to actually get them in play, so this is going to do nothing for me beyond a tiny bit of food, but I'm not going to pass up my process. Everybody passed. Not surprising. Alright, so how are we going to deal with this mess? I've got one more guy I could upgrade. I've got enough food, so let's go ahead and get him on the board. And there's a food card, military. Once again, no resources whatsoever. This is where it probably would have benefited me to know and to go look in here to see. So looks like there's, I think if I'm reading this correctly, the cards that are highlighted are still available in the deck. I think these are the ones that have not yet come out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's more than, I'm not sure. I don't know exactly how this screen works yet. I'll have to spend some more time kind of looking at it, but that's my understanding. I believe these are still to be played. So there is an oil field out there, I believe, and that's it. So I just missed the boat on the late age resource buildings, so lost opportunity there. So what can we do? I can spend some points, the very little points that I have, on the fast food chain, but that's not going to get me far. Next turn I'll have 12 points available, and even then I won't have enough to finish the thing off unless I get a card. That won't work on a wonder, so that's not going to help me. Yeah, I'm just going to miss the boat on too many different factors here. Well, let's do, just to keep things moving, let's go ahead and pull that, and that's actually pretty nice. Hey, let's grab Bill. This will tank my military, but my military is not going to help me any anyway. So we'll put him in charge. Alright. Because that's going to get me some production. That's the best thing I could see to actually bootstrap that. Beyond that, a couple of democracy cards. I don't see them being useful. None of those I don't see as being useful. Let's go ahead and... I mean, I could throw it into resources. Yeah, let's put one more into resources. Alright, one more action. Sure, let's grab that. End turn. Oh, I've got a discard? Alright, let's get rid of that one. That's right, I'd lost Napoleon, so I don't have as many points now. Alright. So, economic progress. Each civilization produces immediately. Evaluate corruption, produce food, evaluate consumption, and produce resources. So, I gained 2 food and 12 resources. Red's got us all beat by a pretty wide margin. Jeez. Must be nice. Wow. Can't wait till I know the game well enough that I can be that efficient in the upgrade path, keeping things balanced in such a way that you can do this. Notice he's got none of the low-level buildings. He's just got the one type for that age. So a loss of sovereignty. Yellow and green cannot attack each other. Yellow produces extra culture. Yeah, just what we wanted. Green produces 2 less. No one can declare war on green. So he's trading culture points for nobody being able to attack him. Alright, so green saw that he was on the low end of the totem pole there, and he figures it's worth the trade-off of culture. I don't see how that's a good idea, since yellow's pretty much crushing everybody in culture, but whatever. Now what? International tourism. Each civilization produces an extra culture for every completed one. Jeez. I don't know if I'm cool with a buddy system going on here the way it is. That seems a bit harsh. Alright, well, 3 cards left in the age, so this will definitely be the last round. Well, the second to last, because we'll get one more round for the final age. So it just barely squeaked in. So let's just roll through this. Politics phase, well, gee, I could do a war over culture, but it's not going to help me at this point. I can't declare on green, and these guys are way too tough, so that's useless. So I mean, I could throw one of these other culture cards out, but I don't see a point. I'm just going to, well, what's this one? For each type of unit, each type of urban building, and each, let's throw that one out. I might actually get some decent points out of that one. Yeah, yellow's just running away with it. Alright. So that's done. So what are we going to do here? Only thing that would let me do is upgrade the lab. I've got a pretty good supply of resources. So let's get this finished. Alright. That was a nice reward, so finishing that got me up to 96, so I'm a little happier. What else can we do? I see no wonders up on the top row for me to grab. I don't have any culture producing buildings really that I can throw some points into. Gonna be too little too late to try to get multimedia, and I'll be able to get one more worker created. Let's take a look in here. So yeah, I've really got nothing that's going to produce culture in much of any way, so I'm not going to get many more points. So let's do this. I'm going to ignore those. Just don't see anything really that's going to help all that much. I guess we can get the oil card. Let's get it deployed. I'm out of actions. Alright, so end turn. And I'm not going to play the war, and what's this one? Per level of each of its military units and arenas. Alright, let's get rid of that one. Alright, impact of happiness. Hey, I'm in second place. I don't think that'll last, but I'm a little happier. Yeah, without me getting a big enough military a little earlier and being able to put some pressure on yellow and that culture production he had going on, I just don't think there was any chance. Age 4, present times. All civilizations lose 2 yellow tokens from their yellow bank, and yellow discards patriotism 2 and reserves 2. Green discards coal, cannon, and journalism. Good for you guys. Alright, impact of science. Still maintained my second place. Cool. Is that the Opera House? Wasn't watching what he completed there. Impact of government. Got 13. Uh-oh, he almost caught us. Ooh, we got 16 on him. Yeah, we're all vying for second place, and/or we're hoping to push somebody else into last place. All right. Final round. Alright, do what I can, but it's not going to be much, I don't think. With that pact, I believe that's the one where yeah, no one can declare war on green. So he can't be declared war on, but can he be raided? I mean, can I do an aggression on him? Yeah, so you can't declare a full war, but you can do aggressions, so that's something I need to think about. So what does this do? I won't get to use any of it, so it's kind of a moot point if it doesn't give me immediate culture points, so that's not going to be useful. This one we're going to go ahead and play, so we'll play that. Yeah, whoa! Ouch! There goes my second place. I've managed to hold on to third place. Red got a massive boost out of that. What about food? Oh, yeah, he's the one that's got those massive, like 5 guys in a age 3 food production building. Alright. Well, not much I could do about it. So, last turn, really can't do anything useful that I'm aware of. We'll go ahead and upgrade that. And no cards here are going to be useful. Let's go ahead and get that out there. And we'll just upgrade what we can. I've got 19 resources. Let's do these. I do one more, and that pretty much empties me out. Oh, we'll end turn. Doesn't really matter. We'll get rid of the aggression, get rid of that. Alrighty, now we just ride it to the finish line, see if we slide back into 4th place. Impact of industry. I made 20. Red made 20, so he maintained his lead. Only 8 for yellow. See, that's what I don't understand. How did they get to where they are without any industry, really? Well, with experience will come wisdom. Okay. Alright, so now it's rolling through the politics deck, and it's going to tally up and score each of the remaining politics card. So I'm still just barely ahead of green by 23 points. Make that 13 points. Pretty sure red is insurmountable. I don't think I'm going to be able to pick up enough to get ahead of too many people. Yeah, I didn't pick up anything there. So it's looking likely that we're going to hit 3rd place. Snuck a few more points in. Alright. Final scoring. We are in 3rd place. So yellow at 357, red 282, me at 241, and green at 203. Alright, I learned a lot. I hope you did too. Episode went a little long, but I'm glad we actually made it to the finish line. I like to prefer to keep my thought process smooth and actually follow through to the end of this without waiting another day to get to there. I did get a much better feel for the scope of the game time frame wise and how many turns to expect and where I need to be within certain ages. So I think with my new understanding of how to balance the early game development and which are the heavier priorities between the food, the resources, and the science points, I think I'll get a lot better jump on the starting position, and I kind of know what things to look out for and how to time things. I didn't have much success on the military side. I was hoping to get some actual usefulness out of my military, but I don't think I accomplished anything other than having the highest strength when 1 or 2 political cards rolled around. So none of my aggressions or wars actually panned out. So that's something I'll need to practice and take a look at in the future. But I think we're going to call it good right there. So I hope you've enjoyed the series. I do plan to continue playing through the ages. Depending on the feedback that I get in the comments and the number of views for these, I may or may not do another episode plays through just like this one with a different challenge. So it's up to you guys. If you enjoy the game and want to see me play some more, I'll be happy to do so. Just let me know with your likes and your comments. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you in other videos in the future. Have a good day. Bye bye.